Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I have a Scraplift. This is the page that I am scraplifting, and I'm doing this for Heather's Crafty Life YouTube hop. So I'm a patron of Heather, and she had a Scraplift hop for a group of her Patreon members. And I would think that I got Tisa's layout, but down below you'll see the list of all of us who are participating in that hop, and we'll put it in the right order. So you'll see exactly who I was scraplifting. And I saw in Tisa's layout the fact that she had a food based layout, so about dinner, and then she had the horizontal line with all of the elements underneath it. And I really wanted to scrap lift two parts of that. First of all, the fact that it was about a dinner and about food and cooking. And secondly, about that element. But I wanted to flip it. So I had this vertical picture of when the kids made me Mother's Day dinner. So I took that and I'm going to put that on the vertical. And so then I'm going to take that elements from her page and I'm going to flip them over and do a vertical layout, kind of her page that I'm scrap lifting. The paper that I'm using is from Altenew. I think it's the This Family collection, and I really liked the fact that I found a diagonal stripe paper to mimic what she had in the background of hers. So I'm really scrapbooking a lot of different elements: the diagonal stripe, the big huge line down the middle with all of the elements to one side of it. I'm trying to kind of do a lot of different things to bring in what she did in her page. So as you can see, I'm scrapbooking at night here. So the lighting is not great, and you're getting like the light from my big lights that I have next to my table. So I'm gonna apologize for that. The Altenew paper is really, it's a slick paper. It's a shiny paper. So unlike some of the other cardstock, it actually reflects the light a lot. I should have thought of that when I picked it, but I just really thought it kind of went with this particular set of pictures. So she had a bunch of tags on hers, and instead of tags, I'm going to use some of the ephemera. So I'm looking for all the different ephemera, the tags, and she actually had labels, and I'm going to use tags. So I'm looking for all the different ephemera that I can find and how I can put it together kind of to mimic down the left hand side what she had on the bottom of her layout. So I've got most of it laid out here, and I kind of like the way it looks. So now I'm going to just kind of figure out how to put it down. And right now I'm taking that gray ink, Distress Oxide, it's Hickory Smoke, and I inked a lot of the edges, and now I'm relaying everything out. The floral, I ended up really wanting that frame around the floral, and I liked how that looked. It's kind of a lime green frame, kind of goes with some of the colors. So I put that up there, and I put the big floral swag down at the bottom. So I have all of the different sayings there, and I do love how all of that kind of turned out. So I'm still inking. So this scrap lift or this hop is kind of fun. It's got a lot of us that are in her Patreon group. There's actually a lot more people that participated in the scrap lift hop that don't happen to have YouTube channels. So there's a lot of fun things that go on over there on Heather's, and I'll leave a link to her Patreon group as well, and you can join. There's different levels for different benefits. So if you wanted to start off at a lower level just to see the benefits, you could. I'm sorry about my head there. But anyway, no, I think I really enjoyed it. And she was the first person that I kind of followed when I got back into scrapbooking, and I've enjoyed kind of getting to know her and getting to know the people in that group. So I'm just layering this paper. The Altenew paper is thick, so it's kind of unforgiving sometimes. You can't really do a lot with it. You can't, I don't find that you can tear it very easily, so I'm doing a lot of just cutting and layering here. The gray on the back is really pretty, and I have the rest of that paper. I used the green this time, but the rest of that paper I'm going to use, I think, for one of my next layouts. So I'm just backing this with some foam so that the picture stands out. And I think I'm going to go get some brads. So these tags actually have holes in them. Some of them do. So I'm going to go just grab some brads and just find some black ones and white ones and just put them in there. So I have a whole container of brads, and when I need them, I just go grab some and put them in the layout. I used to think that I would, and so the same thing with ribbon. I have a lot of different colors of ribbon. There's me trying to match the green. I didn't think I would for that home tag, so instead I'm just going to get a black and white because it definitely matches. But ribbon and brads are something that I've had in my stash since I started scrapbooking, 15 years ago, and I just have the same ones and I just keep pulling them out. There's no real reason to buy new ones at this point, so I'm just using all the same brads and ribbons that I've had, and if I ever run out, then I'll go buy some new ones. So I decided I wanted to journal on this, and so that family time tag I'm going to end up journaling on, but I'm not going to sit here and make you watch that. So there it is. I have journaled. So this foam tape that you're looking at is something that I bought from Amazon, thinking I was making this great deal because it seemed like it was cheap. There was 3 rolls. It is the worst tape ever. So I still have to use it, but this is definitely a get what you pay for kind of moment. So I would recommend buying, good quality foam tape from one of the scrapbook stores because this stuff is hard to cut. It peels off. But I have 3 rolls of it, so this is the first roll, so I've got to get through it. We'll see how far I get before I just give up. At this point, I'm still persevering. So I'm going to lay everything back out again, and so you can see everything kind of on the left-hand side. And I do really like how this layout turned out. I know it's a little dark there on the left, but the lights and the colors, it really is a fun layout, and the story is fun too. So sometimes, in my head, if I'd had like a cooking paper or a paper with mixers, that would have been perfect. But you don't always have just the right paper at just the right moment. So sometimes you just need to make it work. I like that frame kind of over the flowers, and then having the So Sweet little tag kind of come on the corner. It fills that blank space in the picture that didn't really have anything, so it leaves that blank space alone, which is good. I did question whether or not I wanted that flower because it had that weird green too, but ends up it's everywhere in the page. So by matting the photo with that green, it pulls in the other greens in the paper, and in the embellishment, so that helps me. I just got this week a tiny attacher. So I finally have a tiny attacher, and I get it now. I used to say to myself, why do I need a tiny attacher? I have a stapler, I can just use the stapler. And now that I have a tiny attacher, I'm like, why did I wait so long to get a tiny attacher? They're really cool. I got it because John's parents got me a gift card from Amazon for my birthday, and I said, I'm just going to go through and all the things that I've kind of said, oh, I don't really need it, I don't really need it. I went ahead and bought, and the tiny attacher was one of them. I also got a power punch, the We Are Memory Keepers power punch to punch the bigger holes, and I got a real heat tool, so I can now emboss. So you're going to see more embossing and hole punching and attaching, I guess, in the future. So it's going to be kind of fun. Those are the things that I've always said. I have a version that does this. Why do I need something specific to scrapbooking? But at least for the tiny attacher so far, I've seen, it does do a much better job. So I'm just putting all these cute little embellishments on here, and you'll see that I've basically finished the layout. That last XOXO I'm going to add, and like I said in the beginning, I'm just trying to mimic what she did by having just a lot of different embellishments on the left hand side of my paper. So I thought I'd add that leaf. I ended up not liking them, so I took them off. I'll put those on a different layout. And the last thing I really need to do now is a title. So I have the alphas that match this kit, and they are small and they're fiddly, so I am not going to make you watch me try to get all of the letters on, but there it is. Mother's Day dinner. So I got all of this together, and this is basically how the layout turns out. I'm going to add just some black Nuvo drops. I just recently organized my Nuvo drops into a container with my old stickles so I could find them. And that has been kind of a lifesaver so that I don't have to dig through drawers to look for them. But I'm just going to add a couple of Nuvo drops, 3 here and 3 down there, just to add a little bit more black. Since there's some black on the left hand side, there's not really any black on the right. But I'm real happy with how this page turned out. It's not super busy because I do put most of the elements on the one side, and it still has the journaling on it like this, and I enjoy spending time with all the other ladies listed below for the hop. So there's a little bit of a close-up, and I'm going to show you the full page in just a second. But thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this, I have a few other videos coming up. I know there's a My Little Scrapbook Store hop, and we're thinking of doing that once a month. Plus, I will be doing December Daily. Oh, I forgot to put that one on. I gotta do that. I will be doing December Daily again this year, and probably much like last year, I'm just gonna do some wrap-up videos. I probably won't do process videos, but I will show you kind of my days as I get them done. I'm doing a fall fun album instead of a Thankful 30 or an October Daily, and in a couple of weeks I'm hoping to do just a kind of a walkthrough of where I am on that particular layout or that album. But thank you so much, and hopefully you like this page as much as I do, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.